called Our House Mondays, but it is delayed once again by a day. And the reason is simple: around the clock renovations, building, landscaping, painting, tiling, the things one has to do as a new homeowner, right? So we moved into a much bigger place. Finally, I am settling in, right? I have my own office now, which is nice. So kids can't come running in and out and screaming, and, you know, you're sort of like in your own little world here in your office. So I'll give you a little bit of a virtual tour once it's all done. Mario Cedillo in the house. Morning. So this is your platform today. You get to share your stories. Kevin Hawthorne says, hi from Lakeland, Florida. I send my love back to Florida, to everyone on the East Coast. Driving Addict is here. How are you? Abstract Echo, Jimmy. Hi, everyone. Good to see all these wonderful faces that I'm used to seeing weekly, and I've been out of it for a few weeks building and renovating. So now that this is almost all set up, state-of-the-art studio here, sound system, pictures that I like of the ocean, beautiful big table where I can have meetings, my happy place. Teddy T's in the house. Driving Addict says, love your advice. Hey, we gather information and we should freely share our advice, right? My advice is more business directed, right? I have a business degree. I have a psychology degree. So when I look at things, I may look at things slightly different than, you know, a guy hopping into an UberX driving around the clock, which is not wrong, not judging that individual. But I look at the angles, all the different angles. How can I make more money? You know, how can I turn this into a business? How can I save more taxes? How can I register a company and write off as much as possible and get the maximum returns, right? So that's what my channel is about. I do learn something new every single time I'm in a live feed, and that's a fact. I learn something new every single time from my audience because people share a ton. Edward Anderson, Minneapolis in the house. Reinhard Schikora, hallo von Lindau am Bodensee. Wunderschönen guten Abend. Hello, Germany. So it must be about 9 hours ahead. Probably sun's just about to go down there at the Bodensee, and that is a beautiful, beautiful part of Germany at the Bodensee. If you ever get to visit Germany, make sure you go to that area that Reinhardt lives in, the Bodensee. It is stunningly beautiful. I mean, you'll be astounded by the beauty of that area. So, Teddy, it's good to see you too. Yeah, it's gonna be daily again. This just took a while. There's just so many things, you know, so many moving particles when you take on a big project like this, and then I can finally say, you know, this office is converted, all the walls are in drywall, the lighting is in the way I want it, right? Chicago's in the house, limo driver, Robert Udler, Driving Addict smacks down $2. Very nice, great success, high five, great success, $1.99. I like very much, very cool. Cool, thank you, Driving Addict, I appreciate you. So Robert says, let's see, Robert from Chicago says, sir, I've been a cab and limo driver for 40 years. Wow, that's impressive. 40 years. And had to go to rideshare 8 months ago. If you can contact me via this email, mudshark29@yahoo. Cool. Sorrel B is in the house, Perth, Australia. My Australian friends, shout out to Aussie land. Love you guys. And I major respect for their rugby team. You know, I remember playing their visiting Australian rugby school teams in South Africa. And, you know, the three countries that I have the most utter respect for in the rugby field, New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa. And I'll throw in England. I mean, England is great. Ricky Jackson from Rockford, Illinois is in the house. Mario says, when are you going to Ruben's shop? I'm actually going to go down on Friday. Got this Mitsubishi GT Street Racer that I'm converting. Got to give it a tune-up, and I think I'm going to hit his shores on Friday. But do text me if you're in the area. I'll let you know. 480-393-6318, Mario. Where we can touch base there. SBA, yeah. So yeah, that's BS, Teddy. This is BS about the SBA, right? They declined 97% of the applicants after giving phony reasons for the declines. So the absolute BS excuses from the SBA on your PPP loans, suddenly they pull the carpet, and millions of people that really need the money, right? Not the big corporations that got 2 million, 5 million. Some churches got $4 million. I mean, what bullshit is that, right? Instead of giving the little, the little amounts, 5,000, 1,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 to small business owners, they turn around and say, you know what? And, also another one, Womply. I don't know how many people try to apply for the PPP through Womply, but go to Womply's web address and just read the stupid excuses why they're just not paying out. So SBA has definitely disappointed tons and tons of people. And those who got lucky, maybe like 1,000 to 15,000 the first round, right? The first stimulus, you're supposed to get a second PPP. Many people that I know didn't get it. Who got it? Scott Tucker, my good friend in Vegas. I think he got over $30,000. Jay Credeur, who's always on Harry, the rideshare guy's channel, he also got his second one, $26,000. Congratulations to him. But many, many people have been left behind, right? And the excuses that they're putting forward now are just beyond pathetic, right? So it's sad. You think the money's coming your way. You're sort of counting on it. You're sort of like budgeting. Okay, I potentially have 10 grand coming. Boom, they pull the carpet under you. New York City, Sienna Sensation says, what about Revel Rideshare in New York City? Send me more information. I'm always the first one to support new companies or startup companies or the little guys, right? Have I heard about Revel Rideshare in New York City? No, I haven't. Are you giving them a free shout out? I hope you are, right? But send me the link and I will revel in Revel. Indy says, hi, I'm giving serious thought to where I want to move and get my chauffeur's license. All of Houston's reminds me of my mom. Any suggestions? Not Texas. Okay, so like you, Indy, I left Houston, Texas after being there for 2 years. I then went to Austin, Texas for a half year. And don't get me wrong, I love Texas. I love the people. But as far as like, busy, big city, metropolitan city life and the combination of enjoying, the outdoors outside of the city, on the outskirts of the city, I just didn't see that happening in Houston and Austin for me. There was just not enough going on. And that is nothing against the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people in Texas. But you know what? Change is good. So my suggestion is, you could look at Nevada, you could look at Colorado, you could look at North Carolina, you could mix it up. You could maybe make a big, bold move and go to California, right? So you could go overseas if you want. You go to Italy, you could go to Spain, you could go learn a new language. I mean, we are like chameleons, we adapt, right? So you could throw us out anywhere. Thumbs up, everyone. We've got 26 people in the house. This is what I'd like to see. This is why I put the time in and the efforts to go fighting for you. Everett says, Portland, Maine in the house. Everett Parsons, we welcome you. Hopefully you and your family are doing great, Mr. Parsons, as well as everyone else. Edward Anderson says, I'm driving Uber through the weekend and I'm done. Uber is not taking care of drivers anymore. Definitely not taking care of drivers. And you'll see in a video that I make, I think this evening or this afternoon, here's an interesting fact. Why are passengers now, and think about this for a second, follow me here, please, right? And just pretend for a moment. sort of step into that role and pretend like you are the CEO of one of these companies. They say to you, hey, Teddy, hey, Indy, hey, driving addict, hey, Mario, here you are. You're a CEO for the day, right? CEO for the day. You have the reins. You're running this company for a day. Now I ask you, right? So I'm an outsider. I come to you as the CEO and I say, do you think it is a great idea to suddenly triple the rates, right, for riders? Not going up like marginally, something that they can digest 10, 15%, but like almost like people are paying triple rates, right? That and even though, let's say, this one lady, I show her as an example, she used to pay $28 from Fullerton to John Wayne Airport, and then she pays $110 suddenly, 3 times, right? Triple the amount, right? So what do you think as the CEO? You're the CEO of the company. What do you think that does to the rider who's used to paying 28 is now paying 110, 3 times the amount? True story, right? You say, F no, go screw you. I'm going to go with my own car. I'm going to maybe go with a taxi. I'm going to go look for alternative transport, but I'm not paying you $110 when I'm used to paying $28. Now, the sad thing is, out of that 110, right, the majority, the chunk of the money, Uber is still taking. Why are they taking this? They need money so desperately. So they are playing a dangerous, dangerous game. And I'm asking you, the CEO, you're the CEO for the day, right? How dangerous is this game? So you're taking these mega amounts from the rider and the passenger. You are passing on these mega amounts, these earnings, whose the company's keeping that money, and then passing it on in form of these massive bait and switch sort of like incentives, right? Oh, $100 for 3 rides. Just trying to lure people in. And then when they get to see and understand the mechanics of Uber and Lyft, they realize they've been baited and switched and conned, right? So here they are, taking the monies from the passengers, tripling their rates, pushing them through as false incentives, bringing in new drivers, hoping they can bridge the gap. Do you know how dangerous that is, Dara Khosrowshahi? You know how much damage you are doing? And dear investor, Mr. Matayoshi Shan, even the Prince of Saudi Arabia, if you're listening in, right, you have a lot of money invested in this company and you are trusting that the CEO does the job. We will do a better job for you, right? We, the drivers, will do a better job managing your company for you than these dickheads running the show. Whether it's Apurva Metva, whether it's that idiot Tony Zing, whether it's Logan Green or Dara Khosrowshahi, they do not understand the fundamentals. They are thinking short term. Look at the stock. Ladies and gentlemen, where did we start off with Uber? Where did we start off with the Uber stock, right? Look at that graph here all the way down. We started off at 45. What are we on right now? We're on 46, right? Since the IPO, we're on 46. Now, is that promising? No. It's gone one way, right? It has absolutely gone one way. More quarterly losses from Uber. Lyft suggests the current ride-hailing model just doesn't work. It's not working. Whatever these fools are doing, executives, it's not working, right? So now I want to take you back to the scenario where the lady paid $28 from Fullerton to John Wayne, and now she's paying triple, $110. True story, right? What does that do to the rider? Whoa, 3 times? Not me, right? But when you allow the people to set their own rates, when you allow drivers to dictate the rates, some guy says, okay, I'll drive for 1x. The other guy says, I'll drive for 3x. I'll drive for 5x. The forces of the marketplace will regulate itself. The driver can say, no, I'm going to wait a little while. I'm going to wait till somebody offers me 1x, right? So you've got all these market forces working. That works. But to take away the multiplier from all the drivers and then suddenly turn around, triple the rates on passengers and riders, keeping the majority of the money, not taking care of the driver, that's a deadly, deadly formula, folks, right? So instead, the way they should be doing this, they should say, okay, let's raise the rates a little bit, digestible for a rider and a passenger, and let's keep these drivers happy. Let's increase it a little bit, right? But now by hiking the fees for passengers, they leave, right? And by underpaying, taking away from both sides, taking away from the driver during the pandemic, during these essential times, taking away from him and her, the hardworking gig worker, and doing crazy rates to the riders. Look at the extremes. Now, in that extreme, they're making some money short term, right? Ultra high rider rates, super low driver rates. Right now, this is a sign of the times. And now they wonder, why the F are all of these people leaving us? They, Dara Khosrowshahi sits there in his panties, in his G-strings, and he says, why is my company not functioning? Why am I at $45 at the very same spot I started when I came to this company and got the IPO? Why am I here? Newsflash, fool. Newsflash, Mr. Dara Khosrowshahi, fool. You do not know how to run a company. You do not shock riders with exorbitant fees and screw over your labor force. You're killing your own company. Investor, listen to me. He is killing his own company. Good afternoon, Isaac Bounds. High five, great success. Very nice. High five. Thank you. I like. $4.99. Thank you, Isaac. So, Dara, you are killing your own company. And investors, listen to me. Get rid of this fool. He does not know what he's doing. He's taken you back to 45 because he does not know how to run a company. How can you offer shock pricing to riders and siphon and suck every dollar away from a driver and create this discrepancy? It's because you want to make money short term right now and show in your quarterly earnings that you are making something. You're not. You're just focusing on short term. You're driving the drivers out the door. They're leaving you left, right, and center. It's evaporating in front of your eyes. Your labor force, your driver force, your employees, independent contractors, whatever you want to call them, they are leaving in droves. And you're pissing off the rider by tripling his rates, right? Bump the driver up and bump the rider up marginally and start running a fucking company, right? Instead of this hogwash, bait and switch take, move monies, fudge numbers over here, juice up the numbers on this quarter one, juice up the numbers on quarter two, appease the investors, blow. Investors, do your fucking job, Mr. Dara Khosrowshahi, Mr. Logan Green, Mr. Tony Zhu, right? All they are interested in is how are we perceived by Wall Street? And that formula doesn't work anymore because that's short term, right? How are we perceived by the investor? Meanwhile, your company is crash landing. It's tanking. You're not taking care of business. Taking care of business. You're not taking care of business. You are sucking up and you are blowing your investors. That's your problem, right? That is your problem. You're just getting the formula wrong. And I'm saying this for several gig CEOs. And there is no respect from me towards these people. That's why I talk to them in this fashion, right? That's why I talk to these people. If I have respect for a CEO, I drive a CEO, I listen to his conversations, and he makes insane money for his investors, for his company, for his staff, knows how to treat people. He sits in my car 2-3 times a week, a high-profile CEO. I'm not going to mention his name, but I listen to his conversation. I know how he treats his staff. I know how he treats his management with care and respect. They love him. They love working for him. He pays them well. His investors get high returns. He is ultra rich. He is the true definition of a CEO sitting in the backseat of my Cadillac. Darakosh Shashawi, Logan Green, go for lessons. Go for lessons with this CEO, and he will open up your mind as to how to run your company. True CEO running a national company sitting in the back of my car, right? So I want to pass this on to these dickheads because there's a big difference here. Rideshare Professor respects that CEO in the back of his seat in his Cadillac because he knows how he treats people and he knows how that person runs the company. But then Rideshare Professor on this side disrespects and spits in the faces of these idiotic gig CEOs who do not know how to run companies. And this is the picture I'm trying to paint here for you. This is not me acid or angry at these individuals. I am a degree, yes, to a degree I am pissed off because I'm pissed off the way they treat their force, right? Their labor force, their people. That is where maybe a lot of my anger stems from. That's why I'm so vocal. That's why I speak up for drivers, right? But to people that I respect, that I adore, that I care for, that are amazing individuals doing good things for other individuals, those are the type of people I respect. Those are the people I look up to, right, who I idolize. But I spit on individuals that treat other individuals like trash. And this is what this guy, Darakosh Shashawi, Logan Green, and these little arrogant $40 million a year, and they don't even deserve $1 million because they don't know how to run company and they don't know how to manage people. They do not know how to respect people. And I'll keep on calling them out until the investors see the light. Oh, yeah, maybe we should fire his ass. Maybe we should bring in someone who knows how to manage. Maybe we should bring in someone who actually wants to not screw people over. And maybe we should bring in an individual who wants to build this company for everyone, not just for their ego, not just for their self, not just for the investors, not just for Wall Street, not just for the finance world, but for everyone, right? And there are CEOs out there like that, ladies and gentlemen, and they earn a ton of money and they earn a ton of respect, and they the CEOs in the gig world. So Daytona music engineer, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. My leg is getting stronger and stronger. New house is taking shape. I'm now officially making the first video in my office, obviously adding a lot of lighting and a lot of tech to this room. Just got an awesome HEOS Denon sound system in here. I've got some beautiful paintings up. I'll show you the painting that's exactly across from me. Let me just get a picture here quickly so I can show you sort of like, you know, got the ocean in the background, got like my nice big desk table with seats around it, my computers. So I'll send you a lot of pictures and show you how this thing is transforming. Isaac Bound says the tips we receive on Uber seem like they're charged or siphoned or paid out as part of a payout. Then the rest they clear. The amounts lately seem shady or weird amounts. Now, if your gut feeling, Isaac, says it feels shady, it looks shady, these amounts are weird, trust your gut. You are more than likely on the right side, right? It has been a disgusting manner the way these companies have exploited workers' tips. Amazon stole tips. Doordash stole tips. Uber stole tips from hardworking drivers. We had to act on our gut, on the numbers we thought that were weird. We had to make calls to attorneys and say, hang on, this math doesn't add up. I think these motherfuckers are stealing my tips. And the more people that came forward, the attorneys said, wow, that is true. Looking at the numbers, yeah, they are stealing your tips. Let's sue them. Anytime you have been wronged, Anytime you have been wrongfully deactivated, or your voice has not been heard, or you have been shorted monies, or you are owed reward monies or bonuses, you got to take the fight to the courts, either small claims court or to the arbitrator. If you forgot to sign your arbitration papers, you got to bring the fight to the company. You can't take the abuse, ladies and gentlemen. That is why I filed 2 lawsuits to the amount of 1.2 million. That is why this lady today who had to endure these abusive racial slurs to her and her daughter in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm making the video later, right? She said, no, I'm not going to put up with that type of racist abuse in the car. I am taking Uber to court. Great. Stand up for yourself, right? Yeah, absolutely. You got to preach the word. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to see your value, right? And you are worthy. I say it. I am worthy, right? I, Teddy, am worthy. I, Craig, Private Platinum, I'm worthy. I'm Mark B, right? I'm worthy. And if Uber screwed me over, I will go after the money they owe me. Don't sit back, folks. Bring the fight to them, right? And I've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and if not thousands of drivers bring the fight to them. Starts off with a small $40 or $80 filing fee in the courthouse. Serve them the papers. Get a day before the judge. Your Honor, this is what they did to me. Your Honor, they accused me of drunk driving. Your Honor, they accused me of smoking marijuana. Your Honor, where's the proof? There's no drug test. There's no alcohol test, right? They accused me of erratic driving. I have my driving history here on T-Mobile Sync, showing I never went over 70 miles an hour. I have it all written here. However, Uber and Lyft took the ride and the passenger side and deactivated me, right? This is a common story, and you should not take that type of abuse. Anytime you get deactivated, I get a call, no lies, I get a call from an attorney yesterday. Torsten, I love your approach. An attorney, right? I'll tell you the story and why the attorney called me. I love your approach on how you take on these companies. And can I get some advice? An attorney asks me for advice. How do I handle my client's case? Here's the case, right? Asian gentleman gets hit in the face, right? Too much Asian hate going on. The driver gets hit in the face, right? No fucking joke, folks. You should have seen this guy's face. Do I have the picture? Do I have the picture of the guy? I'm going to make a video of this, right? I have the picture of his face, beaten up. Police come. Now, there's good apples and there's rotten apples. In this particular district, this cop would not listen to the driver, to the Asian driver, whose eye is all bloodied up. He writes a report. Passenger gives him a one-sided story, right? Reports this to Uber. Driver gets deactivated. Rider has no injuries. Rider has no injuries in his face. Driver is bloodied up. And however, the police report is so one-sided. Attorney says, what do I do? Well, it sounds like your client, the driver, the Asian Uber driver, right, got some Asian hate, some racist attack, right? Take action, sue the company, get the information of the rider, sue the rider, right? And get into the police and file a complaint for a wrongful police report, because a police report should be based on both sides heard out. Now, sadly, there was no footage, no cam footage. Maybe, I'm just saying, while I'm on this, maybe display ride, right, would have been a fantastic option here. They could have maybe captured all the information on a cam, but the driver didn't have that, right? So now there's a lawsuit. right? And I said, use me as an expert witness. Use me as a person that converses with drivers and hears thousands and thousands of stories. I will gladly testify as an expert witness, having heard the story a million times, right, that Uber and Lyft wrongfully deactivate drivers. This driver, this Asian gentleman, needs to sue Uber, right, for wrongful deactivation. So, that's my input there. I'm working with that attorney, a pro bono. It's not paying me, but I have seen the evidence. I've seen how Uber and Lyft act. I've seen the police report, and it does not fucking add up, right? In my eyes, it's a wrongful deactivation, a driver beaten up, and a passenger. Nothing wrong with a passenger. No blood, no bruises, no black eyes. Something doesn't add up. Take it to court. New York City Sienna Sensation says Uber is stealing tips. Can somebody just confirm that my signal is working? Let me just check here quickly. Just want to make sure that my signal is actually working. Let's see. My channel. Yep, looks like I'm live. I am live. That is my echo. What the fuck? Sounds like an alien. What was that? Johnny B. Good says they are not paying out the consecutive bonuses. If you have the proof, take the fight to these companies. Rideshare Road Warrior Rick, how are you, my friend? Says Indy, try San Antonio, where I maintain a residence, Dallas, Fort Worth, or where I'm from now, LA, California. Delivery driver POV sends a little LOL, a little laugh. Yeah, that was odd. Like, here I am. I just want to make sure that I'm on camera live because I'm not seeing any feeds coming through. So I do a test, and there's like this freaking alien voice in the background. Weird shit going on there. So I just switched it off. But yeah, apparently I'm live. According to YouTube, I'm live. Daytona music engineer in the house. Private Platinum says, morning, just driving past your neck of the woods. Big wave out. As you drive by, I'm waving back there. House looks like it's coming along good. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you the get a dash cam, says Rashid. Exactly. I'll show you some of the pictures here. Done by myself. Proud piece of work. Where is it? Where is it? Glazing all the Spanish tiles, stripping it all down. Guys, you know what type of a job that is? Stripping each tile down and glazing them. A lot of work. Also, getting a Jeep this week, switching it out for a new one for off-roading. 1998, all decked out with a 3-inch raise. Got a great price on that. Quite a little beast. I love Jeeps, especially manuals. So busy pimping it out, getting it ready for the mountains. My kids are excited. They want to go for a nice little drive in the mountains. So, hey, Ram Jam Ram is in the house. Greetings, bro. I am happy to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Daytona says, I'm not going to lie. I do miss the 5X surge. Whoa, don't we miss that 5X surge here in LA? Well, you were thank you for saying that, Daytona. Thank you for saying that. You were finally getting paid your worth, right? And what is your worth? Your worth is, okay, here I am. I'm offering this phenomenal service, right? I'm a driver. I keep you safe. I take you from A to B. You know, I keep you out of harm's way. I drive safe. What is my worth? So if I say to you, hey, you have a base rate, it's a Saturday night, I'm willing to drive you from A to B at 3x. Are you willing to pay my worth? Or, hey, it's a huge concert, it's crazy, everybody's drinking. I'm willing to drive you from A to B at 5x. That is my worth, right? Is the passenger willing to pay your worth? Guess what? The answer is yes, they are, right? Because it's all about market adjustment. It's what is this driver offering at this particular time of the day? Is he or she outbidding this driver at 3x? Is somebody maybe aiming a little high at 5x, where the demand is still not high enough to justify 5x? So all of these market forces regulate themselves, right? If there's 10 drivers in a pocket, you can't come marching in there asking for 5x. But if you're out in the boonies and you're the only guy and you're willing to drive 15 minutes just to go and pick up an individual and drive them back home safely at night, let's say 12 o'clock at night, are you willing to pay my worth 5x, right? And the answer is yes, they are willing to do that. So what Uber and Lyft should have done is allowed for the system to play, the system, the power that they gave these drivers to con California and Proposition 22 to make these people independent. Hey, we're giving you independence. We're allowing you to set your own rates. No, what does this fucking idiot do? He takes the multiplier away. Here, we give it to you, this gift, to make you independent, and then we take it away. Doesn't work like that, Darren. And now you're wondering why the people leave you. You're wondering why the people disrespect and mistrust you. Very easy, right? You go and give a kid, a little girl, a 6-year-old girl, a Barbie doll and a Ken doll. And then 3 months later, you take away from that kid. You think that kid's going to respect that person or look at that? Well, that's the greatest person ever. No, you took my toys away. You took my toys away. Exactly. It's that simple. It's not difficult. And this is how they operate. So they did not allow, they gave you the independence, they took away your independence, they did not allow the market to regulate itself, and now they're paying the price. And then they act surprised. Ooh, we're surprised, right? Illinois is calling, can't take the call, unfortunately, right now. I'm doing a live feed. Mark B, 5x cheaper than a DUI, 100% it is. Noelvis Lima says, I have been driving for Uber and Lyft since 2014, have a 4.99 rating and over 5,000 trips in Miami area. I'm interested in doing a fleet. What are your recommendations? Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you have more than enough experience to step it up. Go on my website here, and you'll see the codes. You'll see the codes underneath my videos. Go and watch the videos and then get on a 30-40 minute phone call with me, no Elvis, right? So you step it up, whether it's X to XL or XL to SUV or SUV to Lux or XL to private limo license SUV and Lux, right? Empower yourself. Go and find out what your maximum potential earnings, your worth, your worthiness is. I'm glad that you are willing to explore that. There it is. There's the link, right? And then use my codes underneath the video. Something where you can only use the multiplier every. I'm pretty sure it would work, right? The question is it legal switching between that type of system and then only offering it on certain? I don't know. But maybe worthwhile finding out. Patrick says, hi, you're the man, appreciate you the bomb.com in rideshare. Many 50% payouts this week while driving. I hope Curiel comes to my area soon. Patrick, much love to you. What city are you in, Patrick? Do share. Thank you for being here. I hope your family's safe. I hope you're doing well. Andrew Bibe says, I secretly hope Uber falls completely so that the scum of the earth company is eradicated. Eastern PA, Pennsylvania. Awesome. Good to have you here. Thank you. And be safe out there, please. Now, prices soar amid easing of pandemic. I made a video on that. Go check it out. I made a video on this story here. Lawsuit filed against South Carolina Uber driver caught on camera in racially fueled rant. I made another video on that, which is coming out shortly. But let's jump into something and find out why Uber is being traded at $46. And I'm talking like this, free fall, all the way down to $46, right? Thanks, No Elvis. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Curiel is coming out. They are coming out on Android. Right now, they're on the iOS system, and they are getting more and more. They're focusing on like 4 big markets to roll out. They are active. People have done deliveries. They are slowly growing. More and more people are signing up. But like any other startup company, all you can do is throw your weight behind them, right? Support them and keep supporting them. There they are, Curiel. How is it spelled? Courial, right? Go check them out, right? Now, the story by Motley Fool. They say the problem, owning a vehicle is more trouble than it's worth, but taxi cabs are costly. And so yesterday, the solution, just use a mobile app to summon a contracted driver who will ferry you from one place to another at a more efficient, cheaper price. Everyone wins. That would be the perfect scenario, except not everyone is winning in this modern day business model. Shareholders of ride-hailing powerhouse Lyft and Uber Technologies just saw another quarter of steep losses. Both companies fared better than expected, mind you, at least on the earnings front, but both companies' losses continue to scale up in step with revenue growth rather than decline. As their 2 biggest expenses are directly tethered to sales, those expenses are the cost of revenue, what Uber and Lyft are paying their drivers, and marketing expenses, right? Why are those marketing expenses so high? Because they have such a high turnover, right? They cannot retain. The retention level of keeping a driver is so low. Drivers come in, drivers find out what the company is about, and they leave. New drivers sign up, they find out that they get bait and switched, they leave, right? So they hired this chick called Alex Rosenblatt, who apparently was supposed to bridge that gap to drivers, right? I've heard jack shit from this lady to date. Where are you, Alex? Alex, are you out there? Are you listening at the Uber headquarters? Why are so many drivers joining and leaving? Why are you not implementing programs or honesty or non-bait and switch programs that actually keep drivers, that pay them well? Why are you suddenly losing all these passengers and riders, Alex Rosenblatt, right? Tripling the rates, just extracting as much money as you can short term from drivers and passengers. You used to be a big critique, Alex Rosenblatt, of Uber and Lyft. You wrote a book about them. You put them down. They bought you. You had a price. You sold out. You haven't shown up and done anything. So correct me if I'm wrong. Were you bought out, right? Did you pimp yourself or whore yourself out to this company and sell out for an amount? Or were you actually hired to do something? Because I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything from you, Alex Rosenblatt. So, show us that you're not just a cheap pimp or a cheap whore that got bought up by this company. Show us that you actually want to do something for the drivers. And you guys know who I'm talking about, right? Alex Rosenblatt. She was a major critique of these companies, and then the companies bought her out. And she promised to do all of this wonderful stuff for the nothing. We've seen nothing. So did they pay her to silence her? What's the real story? We want to know. Vanessa de la Cruz says, so many driver shortages. I feel even after the economy starts to really pick up later this year, there will still be massive shortage because the pay sucks. And I could not have said it better. Vanessa, here's the nail, here's the hammer. You frickin' hit the nail on the head. Boom! Patrick Guadagnino. I don't want to say the name wrong. Guadagnino. I'm just going to say Patrick. I'm having, as you can see, I'm having problems pronouncing your last name, and I apologize. But thank you so much for throwing down $2, Patrick. Guadagnino. I hope I said it right. But Vanessa, let's go back to what Vanessa said. Jillian Morihara's in the house. I won't want to return to Uber after being on unemployment PUA program with the extra 300 week to September. Fantastic. Good for you. Now, Abstract Echo says, whatever happened to Alex, the girl Uber hired that's supposed to be in charge of accommodating drivers? She just vanished. Thank you. We just spoke about that, right? Now, let's go back to what Vanessa said, and let's read it again. So many driver shortages, correct. I feel even after the economy starts to really pick up later this year, which it is, there will still be massive shortages because the pay sucks. And you're 100% on the money. This is the issue that they are overseeing and not addressing during the pandemic. They're not paying the drivers. They're taking away. They're upping the passenger rates. So do you think that even as the economy rebounds, ask yourself, even as the economy rebounds, even as things are coming back to normal, do you really think the driver is stupid enough to go back and work for pennies, Dara Khosrowshahi? That is why you cannot retain and keep a driver. That's why you throw crazy money at them to bait and switch them. Then they learn your shenanigans and tactics and know that you are completely screwing them over, and they leave after a month. Now, do you really, really think as the economy comes back, oh, miraculously all the drivers are going to come back? Wrong. Investors, you should be scared. You should be rightfully scared because you have an asshole as a captain on the ship, and his name's Dara. DC gig worker 21, that's right. Alex Rosenblatt sold herself out to Dara. With the economy picking up, earnings will head back to pre-pandemic levels once the last of the PUA is out, though not all drivers will return. Thank you. Thank you for speaking honesty to truth. Thank you for saying it as it is. DC gig worker 21. That's it. That's exactly what's going on, folks. Patrick, I appreciate you. Andrew says Alex was probably put in a body bag from Dara's hitman. Well, I think Dara's the one that should really watch out because there's a lot of people that want to hit him. I mean, he's got a $2 million security entourage. He needs to watch his ass. He is the most hated CEO on this planet, right? So Nualvis Lima throws down $3. Vernaz, great success. Thank you very much. Great success. Thank you. Vernaz, $3. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. White. Okay, here's how it's pronounced. Guadagnino. Thank you. Guadagnino. Thank you for helping me out, Patrick. I didn't want to slaughter your name and say it wrong. Guadagnino. Patrick Guadagnino. Thank you. So Andrew says, I am most likely going to land a higher paying job by late July. So that's another Uber driver lost for Uber. Correct. And you will get a higher paying job because there are higher paying jobs out there. So move on, seize the moment, right? The pandemic has allowed me to find new opportunities, better ones. Now, what the pandemic has done, it has tried and tested people. It has tried and tested families. It has tried and tested children, becoming more creative, becoming more like chameleons. Oh, I can go to school, but I can also work from Zoom. Do you know how much that prepares them for the real world down the line, at the fact that they can adapt, that people are adapting and figuring out. You're forced to do that during 2020 and 2021, right? So you are forced to look at other opportunities, better paying opportunities, right? Better ideas, better offerings, better treatment, better respect, better vision, better future for you and your family is out there. And the pandemic, in a huge way, has allowed that to materialize, has allowed that to come to fruition, right? When we get in our comfort zone, we become so set in our ways because we're in our comfort zone. Boom, along comes the pandemic. Oh my God. Oh my God. What just happened? What is this pandemic about? Whoa, I better adjust. Whoa, I've been tested. Whoa, I've been tried. Prior to that, 2018, 2019, life is like every single day. I wake up in the morning. I take my kids to school. I make a couple of dollars and then I come home for lunch. Boom! Along comes the pandemic. That's it. Tried and tested. You have been tried and tested. Richard Yockelson says, do you also talk about Uber Eats? Yes, I do. But I will allow you, Richard, if you are an Uber Eats driver and you want to contribute, if you want to say something, please do. Please give us feedback from your city. Please tell us how you feel about Uber Eats. Please tell us what they are paying you in city ABC, right? I have done maybe 8 deliveries. It is not for me. Right. I prefer dealing with humans, networking, creating relationships. I cannot do that with a hamburger. I cannot do that with sushi. I cannot do that with a salad. I cannot create a relationship with a salad. I eat it, right? So my problem is I'll probably eat the Uber Eats delivery before I deliver it. But do I respect Uber Eats drivers 100%, right? Are you maybe in a better position driving food around versus humans around? Maybe with the fact that Uber's not doing anything about the safety, maybe you are better off in Uber Eats. But do share. Do share. Vanessa says the pandemic equals a huge reset button. Reset, reset, reboot 100%. Right? Show Laya says, please, can I know much about how much I pay to the IRS taxes? Well, that's not hard to figure out. You go and get yourself an app, a mileage app, calculate the amount of miles, look at the deductions, look at your earnings, and then you'll quickly find out what you owe the IRS. That's probably the easiest formula. Lee Holmes says, Uber charges 60 cents per mile in Houston. I made that as a taxi driver in the 90s. In the 90s, 30 years ago, is what Uber is paying right now, what this gentleman made 30 years ago. Shame on these gig companies, right? Show Elias says, my earnings, $3,300, 30 hours, about 3,250 miles. Okay, so you take the 3,250 miles, you multiply it by whatever, 58 cents, what it is. You look at your additional costs, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, maintenance costs, etc., etc. There's 2 ways to slice and dice it. You can go the mileage route, or you can really itemize all your costs, right? Find out which one works better for you. Joel, and again, see an accountant or go on these apps. Like, I am not the person going to give you like the big tax advice here, because I'm not a tax man. I'm not going to talk about something that I am not fully capable of talking about. That's why I hire a tax person, or you buy software that does it for you. Joel Ferrer says, isn't there an app where you can deliver more than food? You briefly mentioned it once, I believe. Yeah, anything delivered, absolutely, through Curial, right? Absolutely anything, right there. Absolutely anything. Curial. Now, show you're in Florida. Shout out to Florida. Daytona says, not to mention gas prices will skyrocket this summer because of summertime and the hack on Colonial Pipeline. Why are the gas prices? I filled up at $4.60 yesterday. $4.60 for premium 91. $4.60. Give me a break. Give me a break. I thought that the high threes going towards the four was bad. $4.60 is like day rape. It's like a date. It's like swallowing a date rape drug. Like literally bend me over and screw me. $4.60. Fuck me sideways. It's expensive. Linda A says, even if minimum wage were to go up, the Uber rate remains the same. Thank you very much. You understand the formula. You understand, Linda, how they work. Richard says, okay, although I don't agree with how things are happening on the driver's side, I do have to give credit where credit is due. Absolutely, give credit. I have been doing Uber Eats for 5 years and have been paid well here in Phoenix, Arizona. Good. So basically, if anyone is in Phoenix, Arizona, you want to reach out to Richard and find out how he does his Uber Eats formula in Phoenix, Arizona. According to him, he's making money. So maybe the X driver, the XL driver in Uber needs to connect with Richard on the Uber Eats side in Phoenix and learn his formula, right? Just saying. Pedro says 1 Uber ride in over 8 months. One too many, but thank you for sharing. Rideshare Warrior Rick says Amazon Flex, you deliver packages and Whole Foods are products. Right, exactly. Andrew says minimum wage, if it goes up, Uber rates does the opposite, decreases. Kimberly Porter says, laughing my ass off, you swear like you did in the military sailor. I'm hysterical. Yeah, I do swear. I am passionate. And I have been in the military. And I swore like this in the military. I stand by it. You can't change me, right? I mean, you're not going to, a leopard is not going to change his spots. My spots are my spots, right? Take me as I am, with my good, with my bad, with my flaws, with my benefits, right? But I can tell you one thing, Kimberly, I'm here. If anyone has your back in this business, come to me. You'll find out who has your back, right? Anybody needs help with small claims court or deactivations, I get those emails and calls all day long. So yeah, I will swear like a fucking sailor all day long, but I'm willing to brawl with those people. Jillian says, last time I did an Uber ride was March 2020. Uber offers me 0 incentive to ever return. Listen to that, folks. Jillian says, last time I did an Uber ride was in March 2020. Since March 2020, right, we're talking 1 year and 3 months. There's really 0 incentive. Dara, are you listening? You've not incentivized this individual enough to return. Just lost another driver. Kimberly Porter says, why can't you be president, not of the United States, but of our rideshare union? I would pay my dues. Kimberly, the honest answer to that is I have been asked by so many individuals if I could get involved in their unions or if I could steer their unions or lead their unions. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no, but I've yet to see a proposal that is all encompassing, right? Nationally and internationally, right? I've yet to see a proposal that says, hey, we are a union and we truly care about all drivers, whether you're in Florida, whether you're in Nevada, whether you're in Colorado, whether you're in California, New York, New Jersey, New Mexico, wherever you are. I have not seen. What I have seen are little proposals here and there by small little island unions. Hey, we're in San Francisco, or we're in California, or we represented in Texas or Florida. I'd like to see something on a large scale, right? Because I think we could have a massive, massive, massive impact if we acted on a large scale. If all those millions of drivers were willing to climb in the ring for 15 hours and just started clubbing every executive. Hooks, swings, uppercuts, jabs. We'd have the most powerful union in the world. Richard Yockelson, thank you. Very nice, great success. $1. Thank you very much. 99 cents. I appreciate you, buddy. Everything counts in large amounts. Thank you. Daytona says, hey, non-rideshare question. Okay, have you or will you take the COVID-19 vaccine? Oof, how do I answer that one? I have to answer it truthfully. Have I taken the COVID-19 vaccine? The answer is no, I haven't. And I'll tell you a reason why. I wear my mask everywhere I go. I take the very best supplements money can buy. But when I was in the army at the age of 19, there were 40,000 soldiers, and they had their vaccinations done. And two-thirds of those 40,000 people got extremely ill, with a lot of side effects, with a lot of DNA change that I became so freaked out by vaccines. I really got so freaked out. Faces started to swell, shoulders, arms, eyes started to swell. I'm like, fuck, vaccines? Ah! So am I scared of an injection? No, I just went through 2 surgeries on my leg. I'm not afraid of the needle. I question the juice you are putting in my body. That's all. So that's where I'm coming from. That is where I'm coming from. People are people, so why should it be you and I together as we so often here? It's obviously you hate me, and I've done nothing wrong. People are, what a great song, Vanessa. People are people, Depeche Mode. One of the best concerts I've seen in the last 3 years, Depeche Mode in the Hollywood Bowl. They are still creme de la creme. Creme de la creme. Kimberly says unions are the only way to affect change. 100% agree. 100% agree with you. You are right. I only started driving after I got the second Moderna vaccine. Anthrax is the worst. Moderna was nothing. I know Sheila Jeet. John Ivy, I know Sheila Jeet. Sheila Jeet comes from the Himalayas, very high altitude. It is a mineral that the people that carry all the luggage, they did the study on Sheila Jeet. Like, why are these Sherpas so strong? Why do they reach these altitudes and carry such great loads without a problem? Why do they live so long, these Sherpas in the Himalayas? And they found that they take this dark black Sheila Jeet resin. Super good. Expensive, the good stuff, maybe $80 for a tiny little bit, but woo! Good stuff. And your testosterone goes through the roof. You'll have a sex drive like crazy, like a Sherpa. You'll be like a Sherpa. Like a Sherpa! That's it. Dude, John, listen, if I can show you, I'm gonna hang it up here. I do have a degree also in natural medicine, but some people think I'm kooky. I studied that for 4 years at night. I was interested in that, right? So you got to take care of the. Hello. I think I have visitors. They don't have my office now is a dorm, own little chambers, but I hear that people want to come inside because they're curious. What is he doing in his office? What is he doing? We can only hear him, but what is he doing inside his new office? Private Platinum says Dave Gunn and Depeche all mode all the way, baby, all the way. Right, and then that just let me just show you a song that we were, my wife and I were dancing to yesterday. We were dancing to this. Depeche Mode mix. Absolutely. Now you know what plays in my car very often. DM, Depeche Mode. Linda, so many drivers in my area of Orange County are complaining about how eternal it takes to get an Uber ride. Well, all us drivers are leaving. That's why, yeah! All the drivers are leaving. You know why? Because we are finally standing in solidarity. We have learned, Dara, how to outsmart you, how to outwit you. And it's called solidarity of drivers. That is why we do not haul for four, right? We do not drive for pennies anymore, right? So you might be an idiot and jack up the prices for your riders by triple the amount, and you be taking away from the drivers on this end, but we do not drive for pennies. And because people are finally understanding what it means to act in solidarity, to act together using our beans, our nuggins, our brain material, we outsmart these MFs, right? We outsmart them. That is why you are on the money, Linda. This is why this is going down. This is why people in Orange County, where's my Uber? Where is my Lyft? Why is my vehicle not coming? The people in Vegas, like, I am here at the airport for an hour. Where is my Uber? Where is my Lyft? Nobody wants to drive me. Exactly. Why don't we want to drive, you asshole? Because you're not willing to pay us. You're not willing to give us this, right? You give us enough of the dough, of the dollars, of the euros, right? You give us enough of these, right? Give us enough of these, and we will consider driving. But until then, get on your fucking bicycle. Get on your skateboard. Use your sneakers. Use your Adidas or Nikes. Go for a run. But we ain't driving until we see the cash. That's it. It's easy. It's a formula they don't understand. It's a formula. Capiche? Do you understand this formula? This is a very simple formula. You pay your drivers. You pay your drivers well. They will work for you. They will stay with you. But you mistreat your drivers, they will leave you. They will leave you in the dark. They will leave you in the desert. They will leave you isolated. All alone, Dara, Koshroshtawi. They will not pay you. They will not serve you because you are not paying them. It is a very simple formula in life. Very simple. God bless you as well. 401 Pedro in the house. I love it. Thank you, Pedro. Shout out to Pedro. God bless you back. I appreciate you. People are people, so why should it be? You and I should drive and make equally. It's obviously they hate us, though we've done nothing wrong. We keep on driving down the highways and the streets all day long. Dara is an arsehole, as well as Logan Green. They simply don't understand how to treat people. People are people and should be making money. So we're going to leave the fucking people on the stranded on the street out there. It's easy. It's easy. Yeah, equal. Vanessa, equal. What's up? What's up? We have a special announcement. We have a special guest in the house. It is the one and only Dustin is driving. Thank you, buddy. How are you? And Mimi says, hashtag Dara the idiot. Dustin, my love to the East Coast. I hope you and your family are doing great. I hope it's not cold out there. I hope the temperatures are increasing. And always enjoy your videos. If you haven't subscribed to the one and only, the legend, Dustin, do it right now. He's in the house. This is a YouTube influencer checking in on another YouTuber. Good to see you. Great guy. You'll love him. You'll love his humor. You love his videos. You love his editing. You love his attitude. His head is in the right place. His heart is in the right place. If anything, his heart is in the right place. So cool. I had a good time. We're on 1 hour, 10 minutes. I am firstly no more agua. Running out of agua. Throat is starting to. Throat. Is there any water? No. There's acetone. I can't drink acetone. Woot woot. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome. And I always appreciate you checking in. Sort of like the highlight here. Got Dustin marching in, saying hello. We have 51 people in the house. Let's pump it up. Got 31 likes. Let's maybe get it up to 35. That would be great. What's water in California right now? Probably like $5, and gas is probably like $10, and electricity is probably $6,000 a wattage. You know, that's California. California is so freaking expensive every day. Hey, California. Scott Tucker in the house. Scott is the proud recipient of his second PPP. And he did it with Womply. Shit, Scott, I missed that. I just didn't get it. Jack Fernstrom is in the house. Delivery driver POV. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Everyone and their mom is spending their stimulus money on cryptocurrency. Massive overhype called Dogecoin, says Andrew. Well, I think there was a moment. Had you acted on Dogecoin, and had you had $10,000, correct me if I'm wrong, Dustin, but you had $10,000, you'd made like several $1 million. Maybe somebody said up to 300 million had you invested $10,000 into Dogecoin. Sounds rather dodgy, right? Dustin, do you do any of the cryptos? Do you do any of the cryptos? I went pretty strong on Cardano, or whatever it's called, Cardano, and they're doing pretty well. So I've done pretty well on that one. Rightshit G is in the house as Uber complains about drivers not being on the road, but don't bother to take care of the background checks. Thank you. Don't bother to pay them and the background checks. So yeah. Kimberly says ride sharing is very hard work, in my opinion. You have to constantly predict people in the backseat of your car, other drivers, drunk pedestrians at packed locations. Correct. So please, 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 please go out and get yourself a dash cam. Go to display ride. Film this footage. Film these people behind you. Hey, what are you doing in the background there? Whoa, got you on film. Oh, what are you doing over there? What are you doing on that side of the back? Well, I got you on film. Right? Dash cam, dash cam, dash cam. Anybody knows the value of dash cam, ask Dustin. He pushes that Dustin pushes dash cams for a reason, because it means safety for drivers who we care for. I know he cares about his peeps, his subscribers. I care about my people, right? Many of them are on both channels. Many of them have dash cams. Right? We've been pushing dash cams for years and years and years and years now, right? Gotta have your Dustin says, I sold like 5,000 Dogecoin in January. I wish I held no diamond hands for me. I wish I'd held those Dogecoins. They're worth a lot of money right now, a lot of cash. So, you know, back to the story here. More quarterly losses from Uber and Lyft suggest the current ride-hailing model just doesn't work. Doesn't work, folks. It doesn't work. I'm going to leave you this. I'm going to actually make a video on this later. Unanswered questions and overlooked threats. Being pessimistic about either company's future is tough these days, of course. Both stocks are rated as buys. Then there's encouraging commentary of each outfit's top executives. Lyft CEO Logan Green explained during the company's first quarter conference call that it is, as the recovery continues, we're confident we'll be able to deliver strong organic growth. Listen, this is what they say to string you along, right? They obviously have to use beautiful, floral, great, uplifting words, right? You can't go, oh, our company is shitty, crap, do not invest in our company. No, our company is doing great. Come on, invest, invest, invest. Peace Cartel says, oh, in my opinion, these passengers should learn how to drive themselves. They can get a really old Beta car for like $1,000. It's true. It's true. I-110 driver, greetings. Greetings back, my friend. Much love to you and your family. Hope you're doing well. I-110 driver. I like that name. Kimberly says, I'm driving as a side hustle. I have a main job I love with great benefits, but I don't want to screw over people who do this 100%. How can I do my part? How can you do your part, Kimberly? How can Kimberly do her part? Maybe we should make a video. Maybe we should make a video on that, a standalone one, right? Now, it is also naive to ignore how efforts to protect so-called gig workers aren't already threatening both companies' business models, which lean heavily on the relatively lower costs of contracted drivers as opposed to conventional employees. The threat of that additional expense, which they don't want to pay, will only grow as time marches on. 100% correct. And even without the regulatory movement we've already seen, would-be drivers aren't being lured back en masse, despite big sign-up bonuses and incentives put in place last month. Uber's management clearly conceded this headwind during the last week's call, although it downplayed the actual scope of the risk. And the fact is, you can throw these massive bonuses out there, Dara and Logan and Tony. You can say, okay, you can try and lure us back. But once you've been bitten once you've been conned twice, once you have seen the bait and switch scheme by Uber 10 times, you say, nothing draws me back. I have learned, I have observed, I've been screwed over, and I will not be screwed over again. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Razar says, do you own a car only for Uber driving to cut back on miles, then another vehicle only for your personal drives? Are you asking me personally, or are you asking the audience? I have different cars for different purposes, if that answers your question. Sheila Ritter, my son insisted on my getting a dual cam before I even started with Uber. Sheila, your son gave you the best advice. He said, mother, before you start driving for Uber, here's a gift. It's called a dash cam. The best thing your son gave you. Bless your son. Amen. Awesome. Rideshare G. Do you think legal rideshare would help for people who have background check problems? No. The answer is no. They don't go into that because there's obviously not enough money for them to be made on that side. When people fail background checks, right, what you have to do is you have to take the matter into your own hands. And that often it means two things. The one is to see a DMV manager and try and set the record straight. The second is, and the most, I'd say that the most tedious, tiresome, difficult part is actually going back to a courthouse and saying, hey, clerk of the court, I have a case number. Could I set up a date to be heard on this? I'd like to, appeal this, right? Could be a DUI, could be a second DUI, could be a false write-up, could be a speeding ticket. Whatever they found on your background check, go back to the courts and fight it. Or pay an attorney and fight it. Or speak to a DMV manager and see how they can work with you so you can take that, expunge it, and take it off your record. I've seen many people succeed, but it takes the commitment. It takes you showing up at the courthouse. Obviously, during COVID, that's very difficult because everything's done on Zoom. But now that even the courthouses, their restrictions are easing up, it means maybe going down to the clerk of the court and say, hey, I have a case number. I tried to approach you guys during the pandemic. That was difficult. Can I be heard on this matter? Kimberly says there's no reason rideshare drivers shouldn't have dental, vision, and medical insurance and bargain their salary. I fucking hate working for authoritarian capitalists. Amen. I fucking hate it too. I do. Anyway, Sheila says, I never got a background check. If you haven't had a background check. So that sounds rather... Thank you, BRU. Bruv says, F Uber. Dara, can you see how the tide is turning? Like, Dara, you may want to go back month after month and year after year and say, how did I treat these people? What did I do to piss them off this much? Right, Dara? And once you do that, and once you're honest, and once you can clearly see what you have done, then you will understand why these people are making these comments, right? Why BRUV says, fuck Uber, right? Why does a person say that? Because they've been hurt, they've been disrespected, they've been underpaid, they've been used, they've been abused, right? Investors, I need you to read this. I need you to acknowledge this, investors. Right? And I need you to understand, I need you to tune in, dial in to this channel and understand why people are turning against your company. And when you take this sort of eagle approach and you see the dynamics of how your executive team or how your company has treated these millions of people, then you have the tools, you have the power to change the culture and do better and get better people in place, right? That could potentially turn your company around and make it profitable versus a shit show, right? When I say a shit show, I mean, look at that graph. Look at the end of that graph. It's down at where you started. It's back at 45, 46 where you started. Have you made any headwind? Have you made any progress in advance? Nothing at all. And I tell you why, because you start an autonomous vehicle company and you lost it and you sold it, and you started Elevate and you lost it. Everything you've started has not gone anywhere. Your stock price has not gone anywhere. Yeah. The better treatment that we were promised, Alex Rosenblatt, all these rosy promises, it has been nothing but bait and switch. And you ask yourself, why are you back at the starting point at $45, $46? It's because you have lost the trust and the disrespect of small investors, of hardworking gig workers, of riders, of people that have gone out there during the pandemic in essential times, going batting for you, fighting for you. And you have not taken care of them. And you ask yourself, why the fuck am I back at $45? There's your answer. DJ Isolated says, Lyft refused to deactivate me after I demanded it to one of their customer service reps. Oh, you mean reactivate or deactivate? This was after harassing emails of being threatened of deactivation because of hidden metrics. Interesting. Joel says Uber is only going downhill from here. As a matter of fact, it's been going downhill even before the pandemic. Correct. Kimberly says, but the easiest way to achieve getting medical care is through a union. Correct. Right? We got to... Leo Casamento in the house. How are you, my friend? I hope all is well on your side as well. Good to see you here. Bruv says, I'm actually more disgusted at Uber's bonuses now rather than feeling the need to get out and drive. Yeah, because it's a con. It's a con game. It's a con game. Kimberly says, you guys need to get healthcare now. I get my care through the VA because I'm disabled, and that's a huge load off my back. It's disgusting the way Republicans left everyone without anything. Getting a little bit political there, but okay, you're entitled to your opinion. Rideshare Uber Philadelphia doesn't take care of their drivers. Philadelphia's driver union got together and we shut down the green light hub. Amen. And you know how you did it? You did it in solidarity. You did it in numbers. You did it in showing up, being present. Get up, stand up for your rights. Watch this. Philadelphia got up, stood up. They stood up for their rights. Miami, Salt Lake City. You can do it. Follow in Philadelphia's footsteps. Get up, stand up for your rights. We're having another protest with 100 deactivated drivers. That's it. Get the media there. This is why these MFs deactivated us. Tell the media your story, right? Get 300 people that were deactivated. Double it, right? Get the story out. Let the media portray why this Darth Vader company is deactivating companies. Get the word out. Use the media to your power. That is a brilliant, brilliant move. Getting 150 deactivated drivers on the scene, right? With the media, you invite in the media, hey, we have 150 deactivated drivers down here at the Uber Hub ready to talk to you. What? 150 people? We're coming. We're on our way. NBC, ABC, CNN, Fox, all of them are coming down to listen to your story. Why did you get deactivated? That's how you do it. You engage the freaking media. You tweet it out. You YouTube it out. You Instagram it out. You Pinterest it out. You Facebook it out. Get the word out. Why these people are wrongfully deactivating. You got to really get up, stand up, and fight for your rights, right? Linda says, do you know what would be beautiful? Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. What would be beautiful? A bouquet of roses, a big wad of cash, a new black Lamborghini. What is it? If every Uber driver in California did not drive for 1 week, every driver out there, amen. That is the definition of beautiful. Every single California driver, every national driver, every international driver for 1 week. Use your skateboards, use your bicycles, use your feet, because we are not driving for a week. Use your skateboards, use your bicycles, and use your feet, because we will not be working for a week. That would be beautiful. Nutty Irish from Chicagoland. Whoop, whoop. I like that. Nutty Irish. What a great name. Nutty Irish. Could I have a shot of Nutty Irish, please? I'll have a shot. You call an alcoholic drink Nutty Irish? Sign me up. I'll have a drink. Mighty Heidi Dream Warrior says, hi, Rick. Rick says, hi, Heidi. Hi, Rick. Hi, Heidi. DJ Isolated Digital Gypsy Cabin is in the future. All right, my friends, I'm really, can we give a thumbs up? Give it up to 40. We're on 38 now. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody out there running for 38. We're on 38. We're ready for 39. Everybody for 39. Everybody for the 39. Anybody already willing to pay on 39? Anybody in the front row here? Anybody in the front row? What are you going to go 39? Go to 38, go to 38. Anybody for 39? We need a 39. Can we get a thumbs up for a 39? Anybody in the room for a 39? We got a 39. Thank you in the bidder in the back row, in the back row. Anybody in the front row, in the front row? We're going to go for 40. We got a 40. We're going to go to 41. Where are we going? Anybody for 41? We got a 41. We got a 48. Anybody for a 40? We're going to go to 41. We're going to go to we're at 40. We're at 41. I'm happy. All right. Nutty Irish is $30 an hour here, but it's dodgy these days. And dodgy as in unsafe, assaults, carjackings, murders. Yep. Chicagoland is dangerous these days, right? The statistics are pretty horrendous. And of what drives those crazy statistics, those assault rates, obviously pandemic times. People don't have cash, right? You don't have cash? Well, I'm going to go and steal the cash. I'm going to go and get the car. I'm going to go and steal the car, right? Rideshare G says, I had an appointment at the Green Light Hub for my pending background check, and they refused to see me after I showed up on time. Is there anything I can do to complain? Whatever they're shorting you on, whatever they are not doing, I'm telling you, the easiest solution to force a resolution is small claims court. Get in front of that judge, right? Because here's the beauty about small claims court in the United States. You get to go and represent yourself in Latin, in pro persona. Me as the individual, I show up, I represent my case before the judge, right? It's easy. I have I think a 16 out of 16 victory record in small claims court. 16 out of 16 since I arrived in the United States, right, in 2000. So in 21 years, maybe let's just say a case per year, small claims, every single one I've won because you show up, you present your story, you present your evidence, and you make your case in pro persona. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Go fight for your damages. Go fight for your rights. Play that song right now from Bob Marley. Get up, stand up for your rights. Chicago is rough. Nutty Irish is correct. Vanessa says, Uber isn't worth being murdered over. I don't want to be killed by someone I can care less about. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. DJ Isolated says, I work a tourist market. Travelers from across the United States are saying it's harder to get Lyft and Uber in their respective cities. I tell them why. Educate them. Educate them. Why? Why is it difficult? Great job. Hey, I want to give a round of applause to everyone. After 90 minutes, 92 minutes, thank you, everyone. I'm giving you all a huge round of applause for being here, for contributing, for sharing, for giving great advice, for supporting other people. You deserve a huge round of applause from me. I appreciate you all. Moonlight Reverie says you got to know what gangs and area you're in. Very true. You got to know your areas, right? Moonlight Reverie says I stay away from certain areas or hoods in Chicago. All right. Thank you for answering thank you for asking the questions. I hope I answered the questions, but thank you for asking the questions. Thank you. All right, my friends, let's give it a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Maybe we can get to 50 there. We're on 48. Can we get there? 48. Do we have 2 people out there that can hit that like button? Smash it. Whip a like. Whip another like. We're on 48. Dos, por favor. 2, please. In French, deux, s'il vous plaît. In German, zwei, bitte. In Dutch, twee, alsjeblieft. We need 1 more. Uno, por favor. There it is. 50's in the house. 50-50. Huge round of applause for all the peeps. Thank you for sticking it out with me here for 1 hour and 34 minutes and 17 seconds. You guys are legends. I appreciate you. Have a great and wonderful day, right? This was Our House Mondays on a Tuesday. Why? Because of the delays, renovations, painting, landscaping, all the crazy stuff going on in rideshare Professor Land. finally, I'm sitting in my new office talking to you. I salute you. Thank you, everyone. Blessed. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.